tablet there is a button, and to its right there is a volume adjustment bar. Hold the far left button down for a second and the tablet. Okay, once the tablet is powered on, press the taxi application icon, which is in the top left-hand side of the tablet. You are now ready to log in. To log in, touch where it says driver ID, put your yellow cab driver ID in that box, then touch password, put your password, actually I missed that one, put your password in that box, then tap the green login, and with a little luck, you'll notice in the upper right quadrant, it says idle. You cannot receive orders when it's in the idle mode. You must press book in, and you'll notice idle has turned to booked. Make sure that the words connected and vacant are there. Right. Okay. When the screen offers you a service call, you have two choices, accept or reject. When you accept the order, fare details, 1760 Cesar Chavez in this case, cross street is Missouri Street, Tesno. All right. After you accept an order, you can call out the customer by pressing call out, then entering your ETA. Put in minutes or no 0 minutes and press enter if you happen to be in front of the order. You'll see call out in progress followed by call out OK. That lets you know that the customer has been notified. Before you call out the at that point, when you've called the customer out, you have committed to the order. Before you call out the customer, you can, on rare occasions, rescind it. You'll see here the rescind button. I'm going to rescind this one, even though I called them. Well, forget that. You would press rescind. You'd see the send info 3. Press yes. That order would be rescinded. Resend. When you resend an order, the computer screen will show idle again. In order to be able to receive calls, you'll have to touch book in again. They'll pay with a paratransit card, regular credit card, one of our yellow cards, or, get that one there again, bank debit card. Yeah, you must put it in the time off position by pressing the second button from the left. You arrive at your destination, the customer either gives you a regular credit card, one of our yellow cab credit cards, or a debit card. All these should be processed using I press pay, send. This is what the customer sees. They're prompted to swipe their card. They're given options for tips. They press OK. That sends it back to you. You'll see an authorize button, which is the next step in order to process the transaction. You look at the transaction, make sure that there are no errors, everything looks good. You press authorize, and you have an approval. Approved, okay. Now, again, in order to print out a receipt, You need to have the meter in the time off position, but there is no need to print out the receipt unless you want it for your records or the passenger wants it for their records. No signature is required on paper with a rear seat transaction. Electronically, if the transaction is more than $50, they need to sign electronically with an electronic stylus, but there's no need to sign the printed receipt. But if they want one or you want one, press print, press print. Okay. The only transaction you cannot process using the rear seat terminal is a paratransit transaction. You must process that in the front seat, which means you must get a printed receipt and a signature, because any transaction that's processed in the front seat must have a signed receipt.
One more time?
You swipe the paratransit card,
Okay.
that sends, you don't hit pay or anything with a paratransit transaction. It automatically sends this information to your screen. You'll see highlighted tip. With paratransit, there's only one tip allowed, and that's a 10%. You can hit any number on the keyboard, press send, and that will give you a 10% tip. So here, you're getting on a 460 fare, you're getting a tip of 46 cents. You press OK. And now remember, you must get a sign, press print. The receipt prints out. You tear it off and have the customer sign next to the X. If you don't have a signature, you don't get paid for many months, if at all. $1.50 as a flat rate. So if it's a $100 fare, that would mean $150. I would just put in these numbers, put in the period, 00 again, and this would be a $150 flat rate call. Going to confirm that this person is still waiting for their cab. I press the confirm button. This one may not work. I want to see if it calls me. Have jobs history. That'll tell you all, press that and it'll tell you all the jobs that you've had on that day.
And yeah, a little bit.
You could see message history. Let's say you were on the freeway, you did not see a message. When it's saved, you can press and review that message that had been sent to you maybe 20 minutes before. An additional feature that you may want to check out is your transaction history. This will tell you all the orders that you've received in that day. So that three little stacked dots can give you access to a lot of good information. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that you are logged off the system, and you do that by pressing the log out from the idle position. And for anybody to use the tablet, they'll have to log in with their own ID and password.